last night saw a spectacular end to the VE Day celebrations. And our royal editor, Russell Myers, was there, of course. The King made a very moving speech. He's always got a great sense of humour, hasn't he?
He has. I mean, some people take the mickey out of Charles for his delivery sometimes. He is a man from a bygone era, of course, isn't he? But, you know, he did a bit of funny, a couple of funnies.
What time was he out till?
I don't think he was out till
2 a.m.
2 a.m. dancing in the street or congering in the street,
congering,
I late street. But that was a lovely sort of sentiment, you know, looking to the future, talking about the reflections of the past make us look to the future in terms of what's going on in the world.
Yes.
And, of course, this week has all been about the commemorations for the 80th anniversary of VE Day. And it has been a remarkably privileged week to be part of. I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet the veterans, to listen to them. And that's what we saw the King do. You know, he was paying tribute to our greatest generation and echoing those words that his grandfather, King George VI, said on May the 8th, 1945. I mean, making that speech to a nation that victory in Europe had been declared, the war had been over in Europe. And we saw some of those incredible scenes last night. I
feel it's really captured the nation. I've been away this week. Got back last night. That's why I'm drinking so much coffee. But I was watching this in America, and it seems that even the Americans have embraced it. Everyone really has got on board this year.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can be a bit accused of having a bit royal fatigue. It's been pretty heavy, hasn't it? I mean, of course, we had the late Queen's passing, we had the coronation, we had the Platinum Jubilee just before that. But, you know, we do these things fantastically well. It was a spectacular event last night, as was the parade and the fly past.
The Red Arrows.
The Red Arrows.
The Red Arrows and the RAF and all that stuff was amazing.
And this wasn't about the royals. This was all about celebrating and commemorating, you know, as I said, our greatest generation. And we saw that in abundance last night. And it was not only about the stories of the Second World War generation, but sort of interlaced with bringing it up to the modern age.
Yeah. So there were a lot of stars there last night, weren't there?
There was. We had sort of Brian Cox doing this incredible speech in a motor car as part of the commemorations. We also had the Strictly stars there. All the choreography
the Strictly stars
was phenomenal.
I mean, that's a big old performance.
It was. Yeah. I mean, we had Amy Dowden, we had Carlos Ghosn, Neil Jones, Kai Widrington. I mean, the choreography was absolutely spectacular. It was, you know, fireworks, there was lots of bright colours, interlaced, as I said, with these stories of that generation. But it was a sort of spectacular finish to what has been a remarkable week.
And the royals themselves were paying tribute as well, weren't they? They all did.
They were. I mean, of course, we had the King's speech talking about you know, the reflections of the past, but also looking forward to the future. But we saw them at Westminster Abbey for this service of Thanksgiving. It was, of course, VE Day yesterday, and the King and the Prince of Wales laid wreaths at the tomb of the grave of the unknown soldier. We had Winston Churchill represented there from his 10-year-old great-great-grandson, a little boy called Alexander, who lit the candle of peace at the Abbey. So we had this sort of huge menage of generations all throughout the week. And I thought, you know, when we look back at what has been done this week, we should be very, very proud.
Well, you need to go and get some sleep.
And you yourself.
Yeah, between the two of us. Lovely to see you. Thanks, Russell.
Thank you.
OK, now, staying with the royals, the King and Queen, of course, have had their portraits unveiled earlier this week. Camilla's was painted by artist Paul Benny, who spent weeks at the palace with her, and he joins me now. Good morning, Paul.
Morning.
How are you?
Morning, Andy. Yeah, I'm fine. Good, yeah.
Can I just say, I hadn't seen the portrait until this morning. It's absolutely sensational. If you haven't seen the portrait yet, have a look. It is absolutely wonderful. So first things first, how long did it take to paint?
Well, the whole process took about a year.
Right.
From start to finish, but this is because sittings with Her Majesty take some time to organise, you know, and she's not always available.
So when you first got the call, the request, you were asked, what goes through your mind? Because you're going to create something that will be with us forever, be shown around the world, and hopefully admired by everybody.
Hopefully.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my work is done now.
Yes.
And I just have to let it go. The winds will take it where it will. And although inevitably its resting place is Buckingham Palace, and right now it's National Gallery for a month, and then they go to Buckingham Palace in perpetuity in the throne room.
So were you nervous for every sitting? Did you get more relaxed every time you sat with Her Majesty?
Well-
Did she make you feel comfortable? Does she make a nice cup of tea? Or her people?
The Queen makes you feel very comfortable and welcome and at home. And actually, it was her home. They very kindly allowed me to use their, what they call a garden sitting room, or drawing room, actually, to paint for the whole year. So I was in and out all throughout the year, and whenever we could, would have sittings scheduled with the Queen.
And she got a good sense of humour?
Superb.
Really?
Yeah, really funny, very witty, and I was often in stitches, I have to tell you.
Which is so lovely to hear, because obviously we see a very polished, beautiful lady doing her thing as Queen, but of course to sit with her privately for what must be hours on end, I assume.
Yes.
You've got to find something to talk about.
Well, there was no trouble with that at all.
Really?
No. In fact, I prefer people to talk anyway, because otherwise you don't know who you're painting, and that's really important for me.
See, now, I've only ever been, and please don't take this as an insult, at the end of Brighton Pier, there's a bloke who does it with, like, a Sharpie, so my picture didn't look as good as these.
No.
I mean, and probably didn't take as long. But does one have to sit really still the whole time, or...?
When I was a younger painter, I needed people to stay stock still.
Yeah.
But over the years, I've managed to develop a style that I can paint and talk and have people not stay still. So I prefer people just to be exactly as they are.
And what was her reaction when she saw it?
Well, she's been witnessing it every single time she sits for it, or stood for it, actually.
I think it is genuinely, I think it's so... I was like, is it a picture? As in a photo? It's so intricate. I mean, it's so delicate.
Yeah, that's why it took a year.
Exactly, you're like, that's why it took so long.
Yeah.
I mean, are you happy with it?
I am happy with it. But I have to tell you, when you look at it from a distance, you always see the detail as though it's, like, pinpointed. But if you get close to a painting like this, it all breaks up into little abstract marks of paint, and then you move back and then it crystallises.
Well, Paul, it's absolutely wonderful. It really is.
Thank you.
It's a tremendous work, so congratulations.
Oh,
and I'm glad she liked it, and I'm glad she caused you to belly laugh as well.
That's
no
awesome. Question.
We're going into a break now. I'd like you to tell me some actual exact quotes shortly that you could just share with me,
Yeah.
Of
course,
yeah, of course, love that. Paul, thank you so much.
Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel, and if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.